Welcome to the Conscious Radio Network. Become enlightened, have fun, and tell all your friends and family to share with everyone they know. You can watch us on YouTube and Rumble while following us on Facebook, or find us on X, Instagram, and TikTok. Our podcasts can be found on Libsyn, iHeart, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and more. Most of all, remember to go to our official website at consciousradionetwork.com for past episodes, future shows, and scheduling. We also want to welcome our international audience. Don't stop now. Enjoy the community. Subscribe or follow today.
This is the Conscious Radio Network.
Good day, everybody, wherever you might be on this spaceship we call Earth. Welcome to Conscious Radio Network's The Seance Podcast. This is your first time tuning in. Please click subscribe, like, share, comment, and also don't forget to follow or listen wherever you listen to your podcasts. Today we are joined by Dr. Moirar M. Leveille, a leading voice in integrative and holistic health. She's a Doctor of Integrative Medicine, licensed mental health counselor, and founder of Moirar Holistic Wellness. Almost a tongue twister there. Wow. Where she blends quantum medicine, functional health, and mindfulness to help people truly heal and thrive. A UN ambassador and 6-time international best-selling author, Dr. Moirar is deeply passionate about emotional well-being, trauma recovery, and helping others reclaim their power and purpose. So let's get into this a deep, powerful conversation today. Let's welcome to the seance for the first time, Dr. Moirar Leveille. Yeah, we got the audience.
Hey. Thank you, Dr. Paul. Thank you so much for inviting me to talk to your audience. It is such an excitement to be here and having this conversation. Anything is talking about mental health, trauma, anxiety, you name it. I feel inspired to continue and with the journey to inspire people to know what is possible when you become more aware of your life.
Yeah. And it's interesting, too, is over the course of at least the last 2 or 3 years, I've been hearing more and more about that with that term integrative health. And I'm sure some of our listeners and or the general audience out there might go, what exactly is that? What is integrated health?
When I started to work as a licensed mental health counselor, I started to work from head up. And until I start meeting with my patients regularly, I get to speak to them and understand their problem wasn't in their head. Because we go to school and we are focusing on some areas of the body. And as a licensed mental health counselor, we are very well trained to focus on the mind of our patient. Integrative health, it's taking all of the pieces of the puzzle of a body, basically your body, I take it as a puzzle, and then put it together. And there's no part that is not as important as the other. It's if you hit your toe and you feel it in your deep soul, it hurts. Integrative health move what mental health, physical health, spiritual health, everything interconnected to establish and set you up for success.
Yeah. The mind, body, and spirit.
Correct.
Right. The trifecta. And I think a lot of people are, I wouldn't say waking up, or lack of a better word, starting to realize that like the general overall mainstream medical field out there, especially in Western society, is out there trying to, it's like everybody's the same. It's like they're treating everybody as though they are the same, but we're not the same. Is this kind of also part of that approach with integrative health, is treating everybody as an individual?
what is so beautiful about integrative health, and as a quantum energy doctor as well that I am, it's not only looking at the mind, body, and spirit, it's also the interconnectedness you have with your environment and the
Mm,
world in general.
yeah.
So there is no one size fits all in medicine. And over time, I think, as you say, Dr. Paul, it's bringing that awareness. If you are not awake yet to understand every part of your body has to be all making sure it's interconnected. There's no one dismissing the other. You're not going to the sun, you're not talking to people, you don't ground yourself. There's going to be some suffering that happen because you dismiss a part of you. And
Mm.
everyone has to do what it takes and the necessary steps to understand what is missing, what the work that I need to do, and how do I make sure I keep all the parts together? Because if I miss an arm, I still miss an arm, and I'm going to really have a problem. And if I miss a finger, I realize we don't realize what we don't have because we have it. But the moment you don't have it, you really miss it and you realize, wow, it was so helpful. And I took a lot of part of our body. I think we do that. A lot of part of our body we take for granted until we don't have it. If I don't have an eye, I know need 2 eyes. I'm not
Yeah.
thinking about if I don't have one, I'll be okay. No, you're not gonna be okay. Your vision can decrease to a large
Yeah. Yeah.
proportion. So
Lost your depth
it's just
perception.
exactly. So,
Yeah. Uh, and it also seems too that we're not paying attention to our bodies. We're so caught up in the rut of life that we're so busy. We're connected to our phones and technology. There's so much stuff going on around us that we don't seem to pay attention to the signs and how our body is talking to us. And that brings up and segues into the next question is this mindfulness. So what is this mindfulness protocol that you speak of?
I speak a lot on the mindfulness protocol. However, my approach and what I inspire people the most is to the mindful yes. I created mindful yes as a strategy to start responding and connecting with the body, but also to be so mindful by sitting with yourself and understand what are the missing links. Because we can sit and pray, but if we don't take any action, Dr. Paul, there's no movement.
Yeah.
So mindful yes and mindfulness are interconnected. When I sit and I think, now I need to get up and take action. So that's why mindfulness, integrative medicine, and trauma recovery, and the mindful yes, it's all about how you take one, you move on to the next, and you take action. It gives you the result that you want in your life.
And that is the title of your book, correct?
That is
Mindful Yes.
correct.
Let me bring that up. It's a surprise. Bam. There it is. Ba-boom. The book, and for those who are listening, watch the podcast. That's a cool cover. I like that.
Thank
Very
you.
colorful. And the Mindful Yes Guide. Explain a little bit about the book and where they can find it.
The book, it's actually a very proven over the past 8 years that I've been working with my patients to help them understand what are the specific aspects of your life you have to be mindful of so you can take care of it. It's how you create a subjective balance. Balance is very subjective.
Yeah.
And what's balanced for you in your life not going to be for me. So the book is on Amazon. It's an Amazon bestseller. most importantly, it's a practical guide on how you can become so aware of what areas in your life that you are imbalanced and you take care of it. So it's include health, one area,
Yeah.
relationship with family and friends, which is based on trauma as well, that involve mindful, yes, in terms of your spirituality, mindful, yes, in terms of your love life and connection, and also in terms of your finances. So if any of those pillars is missing, you realize, oh my God, if you come to see me, Dr. Paul, because you feel mentally disturbed, it could be because your finances is completely out of line. So
Yeah.
now I'm treating you for mental health, but the problem is not that. It's because you don't have a job, you're not eating, and you're spiritually disconnected.
Mhm.
Over time, I create this book with my patients to give them a guide. What it is the most important place in your life we need to look. So when they come to my clinic, they come to my office, we do a Wheel of Life review
Oh, wow.
where you are at the lowest point. So it could be you come from to see me about anxiety, but what causing the anxiety is because you're spiritually disconnected, because you have family trauma, you have anxiety, and all of these causing issues that you're not able to pinpoint. So it gives a clear understanding, a map. It's a roadmap to help people understand where you go from here. I used to start with the book, it's used to call The Table of Life, by the way.
Yeah.
And throughout the book, there are different parts that you shift to understand the table of life, top spirituality. Each one of those legs are one of those aspects of your life.
Yeah. And it seems like we always seem to look in the wrong place. Not all the time. Sometimes we'll kind of like, what's happening? It's like something's not working out right, or this is just seems to perpetuate certain things in life. And like you said, it just seems like we're not looking in the right direction. We might be having this anxiety of something, but we can't really put our finger on why. And sometimes I think it might be too cause to cognitive dissonance, where we do know, but we don't want to admit to it that we have a problem in a particular area.
The thing also, Dr. Paul, the amount of disconnection and distraction we live in the world causing us to be living where we really are not mindful of what's causing the problem.
Mm.
You in a relationship with your partner, you arrive in this relationship with so much trauma, medication you take, and stress you experience throughout your life, and then all you pinpointing it's at your partner. If my only partner only fix himself, I'll be okay. If my partner only curve to my needs and my demands, I'll be okay. Because you just cannot look inside because it's so painful. So sometimes it's take the time. And this is why it's so important when people work with me. What I do, I make you do a deep dive into first, what are we going to address that is important to you?
Mm.
Because if you don't know, you can't fix what you don't know. You can't address the problem if you always consistently pinpointing at what is wrong with somebody else versus you. And I insist on talking to my patients over time to say, let's look at who I see in the mirror right now. What do I like about who I see in the mirror right now?
Yeah.
What do I need to change so I can become a better version of myself for the world, for the people that I'm surrounding by, my children, my spouse, my friends, my acquaintances, my job environment, everything impact our lives. But the way we influence is so important.
Yeah. Yeah. So about the quantum, I love talking about quantum. Ooh, people like what? No. So how does this quantum medicine and energy healing fit into the overall practice?
Quantum medicine is the missing link about health because we know and we heard it all the time. Everything is energy. No one can deny that, right?
Yeah.
This is this emerging field that look health and healing through the lens of quantum physics. And at its core, what it does is recognize that the human body is not just a collection of cells and organs, but an interconnected field of energy and information. That's what's so beautiful.
Yeah.
So every thought, every emotion, every physiological process is influenced by the subtle energy pattern that science is only now beginning to understand. So instead of separating mind, body, and spirit, what quantum medicine sees them as one continuous system.
Yeah.
It's constantly interacting and influencing each other. There's no one after. So when we talk about trauma, stress, disease, all the system, quantum approach, what it says, what it does, it aims to restore that coherence, that balance, and that flow of energy that make it so powerful. That's what I love about quantum energy, quantum medicine.
Yeah, energy healing and curing imbalances or readjusting imbalances in your energetic field, chakra
Exactly.
healing.
Correct.
It's this has been a medicine that's ancient. We've had this for so long. I feel that it's a rediscovery.
Rediscovery.
And
That's correct.
yeah, and do you see this getting even more popular and more of a mainstream practice in the near future?
I graduated from the School of Integrative Medicine at Quantum University, and every single year, I'm not someone, even when I was working as a NLP practitioner, did all of that. I didn't know much about quantum medicine until I started to dig about health and wellness. And I understood then as well that health is not just what you can see. It's an upstream disease influence and the things that we don't know. And it's a great way to understand trauma. Because when you understand, you don't even know what's hurting you. Now you start questioning, why am I feeling this way? If I'm taking my meds, right? If I'm doing everything right, why I'm not? And I see this even with patients that suffer from chronic disease.
Yeah.
Because there is not a clear understanding of why. And that's what medicine of the quantum medicine and energy healing does. It goes to the why. And when you understand the why, the how is so much easier to handle. And that's why I'm fascinating about. And it's not really new, it's ancient, but we're not familiar. And many people are now rediscovering themselves, rediscovering through the lens of medicine how to best understand what healing looks like, what really health looks like, because it's all the pieces of the puzzle that you have to put together. And if you don't become mindful of the energy you are meeting in the world, and you really not gonna get what you want. We talk about all the time. I love Rhonda. She spoke a lot about where you put your mind, that's where you get your treasure. Your mind is your palace.
Yeah.
But the only way you can get to a place of better understanding, it's when you go inside and you start being more mindful of what the quality of the relationship you are creating in the world is based on the energy you are emitting in the world. And that energy can heal you as well. So it's not only an energy that just gives you power to reach to where you want, what you want, but also empower you to live in the flow, to not trying to really just get yourself exhausted to go for something because it comes to you. It's like money. Don't run after money. because it doesn't have feet. Attracted.
Yeah.
Attracted. So if you attract it, it comes to you. Put yourself in the position. But I think it definitely a field where people are getting enlightened to just do more and go more inner work to just get out there and influence people by the way they live. It's like why The Secret is so popular. Wonder Bird is such an amazing when talking about all the time the law of attraction. But all of these cannot happen if we are not where we need to be. This is the reason every year, non-negotiable, I do a 28 days gratitude. That's how I start my year. After my 28 days of gratitude, I set myself on fire to just go inside. If I don't have something, I go inside to find it.
Yeah. Intention, mindfulness, and not only that, but being present.
Correct.
Being present. A lot of people aren't present.
Yes.
They're not here. They're in their head, listening to that internal dialogue that's sabotaging them. And yeah,
it's like Tony Robbins said, the quality of your life, it depends on the quality of your relationship, on your stories that you're telling yourself. So the amount of stories we're telling ourselves that are lies. We are sold a lie throughout our life experience, and we're not even aware of what's going on. And we follow a script that we never wrote.
Yeah.
So that's sometime when you sit with mindfulness, you are present in the moment to look at your life the way it is, not the way you wish it is, not the way they told you it's supposed to be. You look, you face, and you said, okay, this is what I'm going to do because the way I am living right now, I don't like it or I love it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just push forward with it. But it's just the experience you bring to the world by the way you approach the world.
Yeah. What now when it comes to some of these really chronic conditions like cancer, stuff like that, how important are things like nutrition, especially nutrition? It seems like that is becoming a really big factor nowadays because all this talk about artificial sweeteners, artificial colors, and there's so much stuff within our diet. How important is that when it comes to working on ourselves?
I realized, Dr. Paul, what happened when we talk about, for example, cancer, too often, I think the conversation focusing on the pathology, on cells that multiply out of control, but that sometimes we forget is that cancer developed in an environment. And that environment is deeply influenced by the way we live, the way we think, and especially the way we nourish ourselves. Nutrition is not simply fuel for the body, it's information. I said, how are you communicating with your body today? So every bite we take carries the signal that either promote inflammation and imbalances or support repair, detoxification, and resilience. So the food that are rich in phytonutrients, antioxidant, vitamins, mineral, they don't just feed us. They regulate the gene that govern our growth, our immunity, and also our cellular healing. A lot of the time, what we're focusing on, it's feeding the host. I love to talk to my patient. I say, are you feeding the host or are you feeding the cells? We have over 150 million cells and 100 million are bacteria, okay? 50 million. Now, what are you doing to feed your cells at a level that you stay healthy? It's up to you. So nutrition become one of the most important tools we have, not as a cure by itself, but as a partner in prevention. I do a lot of prevention medicine, recovery, and long-term vitality. I don't like to think about people disease. I don't talk about disease anymore. I say this is, which is an imbalance that you are facing with. So when you have a this is, you have an imbalance. If you correct that imbalance, you become okay. So when you combine mindfulness, love, integrative approach, and then nutrition, you make the perfect combination to fight disease. I can tell you it's worked because over 20 years ago, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease that almost killed me.
Wow.
And it's been more than 10 years now. I have not taken any medication. I don't get sick. I'm happy. I sleep well, but I take care of this friend. My
Yeah.
body is my best friend. So we are so much. If I have a headache, I'm like, hey, what's up? What's going on with you? Do you need anything? Do you need water? Do you need some food? Do you need something? Are you having, okay, how can I support you? So I think it's a collaboration we need to put in place with our
Mhm.
body to establish that connection and not seeing nutrition as a chore and seeing it as a way you communicate to your body and it's like a phone call. Hey, what's up? What are you doing? And my body calls me and say, hey, you need this. Okay, no problem. You need water? No problem. You need, okay, no problem. I'll give it to you. It requires people to get support. A lot of
Yeah.
the time, people think they can do all of that on their own. And I know if you wouldn't treat cancer by yourself because you have multiple doctors to support you, why would you think because you nutrition is easy, I can just feed myself with different vitamin? You need that understanding. You need someone that understands you, that can support the body, and not one, because I feel nutrition and vitamin is like a symphony. You can't just play on your own. Each one complement each other. So that's what I would say in terms of nutrition itself.
Yeah. Yeah. And nutrition is this special relationship to ourselves. It's like we have to first establish that unbreakable bond and that relationship to ourselves, the respect to ourselves and our body. But the nutrition part of it, I've always had this opinion, well, it's not opinion, this view on mindfulness eating and nutrition is I have some colleagues and friends that are monks, live in some of the monasteries and stuff like that, many different religions and cultures. And the way they treat food, they treat it as a medicine. They're like, it's not only, they don't treat it as a vanity like we do here in Western society. Here in Western society, especially here in the United States and probably other countries,
Yeah.
is we treat it as a vanity that we overeat, we're eating the wrong stuff, we eat too fast,
Yes.
we just overdo it, and it's whoa, slow down. And when I learned from some of the monks, it's no. Every bite you take, you savor. You say a mantra. You have forgiveness. You have gratefulness, gratitude. And that food now becomes energized. So every bite you take is even more nutritious as it's going into your body.
It's so beautiful because remember when I was very sick, I used to microwave. Over 20 years ago, I can look it back now. I used to rush. And the moment that I decided over 7 years through doing the same thing that wasn't working, I went to my doctor consistently and I was taking over 8 medication 3 times a day.
Wow.
And all of those medication, I was getting sicker and sicker until I realized there must be another way. And I am telling people right now that are listeners of your podcast, the work you are doing is so amazing because I love the word conscious radio. So when you come here, show up consciously to listen to your audience so you can connect to the seance.
Yeah.
Because the name is a French word. When you're having a seance, you are sitting you're having a conversation that really deep connected with somebody. So I love the word the seance. And then on top of that, it's conscious radio. So
Yeah.
if you bring the seance together with consciousness, you're going to listen. You're going to be mindful of what is being told or said, and you're going to be putting it in application.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the idea is to take what we're talking about here and put it in practice, which is part of the mindful yes. Take action. May what you hear today about mindful yes, mindfulness, trauma, how integrative medicine carries you on and giving you hope and inspire you to not losing sight of what you can do for your own healing and your own restore your own health and balance.
Yeah. And moving, disconnecting from all the, every once in a while we have to, we disconnect from all of this theater around us and moving inward, mindfulness, and intention too. It's about emotion and intention. What is our intention ultimately for the stuff that we do? If we are just going day by day with no intention, just because we're doing it because we're used to it, it's a routine, but are we really? And that's where the whole presence thing, being present and mindful. If we're not there, we're not there. So
It is
yeah.
definitely true. And this is why it's so important. We leave out when we are sitting in the seance, the distractions.
Yeah.
Because I've learned over time, if we don't sacrifice ourselves for what we want, become the sacrifice, whether it's our health, whether it's our relationship, whether it's our spiritual world, spirituality with the world, with the people, with the God we believe, with the universe, whatever we believe, it's become the sacrifice over time. So it's living in the moment
Yeah.
and understand life is defined by moments. And the moment you lose yesterday will never come back. So each moment is precious. Each moment is the present. It's a gift in your hand. You are willing to open and look at it with just grace and with that desire that it's so amazing. When I wake up, Dr. Paul, the moment I wake up in the morning and I'm like, wow, I made it. I'm so excited and I'm so great and grateful. That's how I started to say to everybody, you say, Dr. Moira, how you doing? Great and grateful. Because the moment for me, I practice this consistently in the mind, the gratitude, how to live a life of abundance. And abundance is not financially, it's in wealth, it's in health, it's in relationship, it's in connection, it's on every aspect, in every aspect of my living existence.
Yeah. I was going to ask you for the final takeaway of the show, and that was everything. that was like, unless there's another takeaway. But before blah, 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 no, I can't even talk. Before we go into that,
Talking too much, and then we're losing
yeah,
our side of word, right?
yeah. Before we move forward, is again, where can people find you? You have a website for those who are watching can see it, but for those who are going to be listening, where can they find you?
I make it easy for all of the people that want to connect with me. It's Moirar.com, Moirar. It's a weird name, Moirar.com. And my email as well is Moira@Moirar.com, TLC@Moirar.com. And because I don't like it to be complicated, I realize over time people have issues when you make it so hard for them to remember. So and even on Instagram, it's Moirar Leveille, my name, at Moirar Leveille. That's everything. And my Facebook, it's a little bit different. It's Ruby Diamond, but you can find me in my store name. I love it. But in general, that's Moira.com.
Awesome. So before we wrap it up, What do you have as a takeaway for our audience? Some words of wisdom.
Most importantly, understanding the work Dr. Paul is doing with Conscious Radio Network. And as we come here talking about mindfulness to trauma lens, the body carries the energy of the past, the present, and the future. It's up to you to release what you need to release. It's not serving you. And remember, the title is focusing on trauma. Trauma is not the abuse, the loss, or the neglect itself. Trauma is what happened inside of you as a result of what happened outside of you. So it's the wound that you carry, the disconnection you carry, and the constriction of yourself that arise through your nervous system and cannot fully process, and you experience all being overwhelmed. So those wounds are not life sentences. And as I work with patients, remind them they are invitation. Through mindfulness and mindful yes, you create a compassionate space in which your body can thrive and your mind can begin to notice and feel the integration of what's missing, and make sure you don't suppress or escape your pain. Rather about holding it gently with awareness, because in doing so, you discover a side of you that you have never communicated with. And that weakness, that brokenness that you are told about yourself, it could be the doorway to healing and wholeness. Go through the lens of mindfulness. Look at mindfulness as action. And if you need to find any way, please find connectors, find people that can support you. My website, it's easy, moirar.com. If you want to connect, I'm easy to talk to. And my patients are my friends. My patients are the people that I bring together in a place where they can feel I'm not broken because there's nothing to fix in me.
Yeah.
I just need someone that inspire me a different pathway, give me different inspiration to live my life like I meant to live it, but not through a lens of trauma that constrict all my nervous system and enable me to just move on, enable me to just create,
Yeah.
to live a life of happiness and prosperity.
Yeah. Like I said, this is a pathway being rediscovered. And it's amazing when through our discussion today, and especially this topic of integrative medicine and quantum healing, and it's amazing to understand and actually step outside of the box and look at it all as a whole and realize that the majority of all of our ills, dis-ease, and problems is all energetic.
Correct. That's
the
so
physical
powerful.
aspect is the result because we let it weigh us down and take over us.
Yes. Mind, body, and spirit connection and the universe. Go out there, enjoy your life. Take every part of yourself. Make this puzzle one. Don't leave one piece out and think you're going to be okay. All of the pieces meant to be together.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so grateful for the opportunity and the work you are doing and bringing people to just bring them to awareness, just intentional living. I want people to take this word, intention, live with intention.
Yeah.
And make every day count. So that's so important.
Absolutely. Yep. I concur.
Me too.
Moira, blessings, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your work with our audience and the world.
Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm honored, and I hope people take what you are doing as complete blessing in their life to be able to show up, because I can tell you, Paul, when I used to be very sick, I wish I had all of the podcasts that I could hear that could inspire me. I didn't know 20 years from today, we will benefit all of that. And 20 years ago, we didn't have that. And
we didn't have the
you were a
podcast like
wealth
we
of
have.
knowledge. Yes.
Yeah. That's
It's
a whole
totally
new world,
amazing.
man. with the podcasts that are out there, this program,
Yes.
AI.
I know, everything
Pretty soon AI
combined.
is going to be doing all the medical surgeries, all the surgeries and this and that.
Correct. So we
Ah,
have to be ready, right?
yep.
Yes, have a session, have a seance with Conscious Radio Network, and you will be more aware of what life is about. And
Mhm.
follow up with Mindful Yes, and grab a book and read it, and get the Wheel of Life. It's free, and assess your life and make a connection through the dot that are missing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Moira.
so much.
You are very
Take care.
welcome. And thank you, everybody, for joining us on the Seance Conscious Radio Network. And until next time, we'll see you then.